Hi guys, me again. Good morning, or it is here, it'll probably be good evening when you see this. And I've got an eye appointment today. It's in this eye and my eye keeps on going red, the white bit on my eye keeps on going red. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't blur my vision, it doesn't do anything. And it stays like that for maybe a week and then it goes again, but it keeps on coming back. So I had an email the other day saying that I was due an eye test. So I thought, perfect timing because this has started up again. And because it's the eyes, I've got to go to the optician. My doctors won't even entertain it. I phoned them up and they said, no, I've got to go to the optician. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just faffing around this morning. Before I go, I desperately need to do that sauerkraut recipe, but the recipe that I used to use, I can't find it, and I'm having difficulty. I wonder if it's in my book actually. I'm having difficulty finding the recipe I used, but how much salt to use per grams of cabbage. Oh, there's kimchi in here. Let's wonder if there's any sauerkraut. Hang on. Yeah, so what I've found is roughly, I think it's a tablespoon of sea salt. Can't be table salt because it adds stuff to it and it stops the fermentation, which you need to get the sauerkraut. So it's a tablespoon per 500 grams of cabbage. But I'll go into more detail when I do the sauerkraut. And so at the moment I'm just potting up some more flowers. And there's me saying, I'm not going to sow any flowers. I'm like a broken record, aren't I? I'm not going to sow any more flowers. I'm going to do a more direct sowing. And here I am sowing loads of flowers because I've decided I am going to have a cut flower bed at home this year. I always grow flowers anyway, but I've been growing a lot of veg in my back garden and it's just too much. It's too much. So I'm going to just concentrate on flowers at home and some herbs because it's always it's quite nice to have some herbs at home and maybe a couple of salad leaves and stuff, but I'm gonna leave the veg growing because I grew potatoes, peas, beans, what else, kohlrabi, brassicas. I grew it all and yeah, it's just too much. So, and the ground isn't too good because it was all like overgrown and everything and that was cut down. They didn't take any of the roots away or anything, so when I tried to grow the brassicas it made all the roots go funny. So I've just been concentrating growing sunflowers there and it's really helping the soil. So I thought, right, just flowers this year. So I didn't think any of these, I had a couple of these flowers, I pricked them out and I thought nothing else has grown. I've grown some cornflowers, marigold, ammi and some dill, which I'll explain in a minute. And I pricked them out and I put the lid back on. This is an old muffin case. I think my son, I got some cupcakes for my son's birthday in December and I kept it thinking that I'd make an ace propagator. So I just put the lid on it and I put it in a window that only gets the sun really in the afternoon. And I went the other day to water my plants and noticed I got loads. Look at all them that have grown. Amazing. So this is the dill. And dill and coriander, love to grow it, but they hate the heat. So the best time is to sow it now so it's ready before it gets too hot. And then again, August for the winter months. But still I find even sowing it now it gets too hot and it goes to seed. But this dill is special because it is for going to seed, and it makes the most beautiful flower head. They look like yellow sparklers. They're gorgeous, and so that's what I'm growing. And I think it's called dill bouquet or bouquet or something like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. But they need potting on now. And then I pricked some marigolds out. I didn't think they were growing, they'd come. I pricked a load of cornflowers out, and now we've got some more. And look, I haven't even put the label back in, so that's why I thought nothing else was growing. But this Amimagus, I think it's called Amimagus, it's used as a foliage in the vase. And again, you're going to sow it direct, but I've tried that a few years now, and it's never done really well because the slugs just eat it. So I've sown a few, and hopefully these will grow. I don't know. I've never tried it like this. I don't know if they like their roots disturbed or not. So we're just going to give it a little go. And I'm going to put it in one of my long window trays and put them all together, because I'll grow them all in the same conditions. We're supposed to get a really, really cold night. I think it's starting tonight, but definitely Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maybe it's starting tomorrow night, I'm not sure. So I'm going to go to the allotment and fleece the lettuce that I put down. It should be okay, I don't know. And maybe just protect the ones in the polytunnel a little bit more. But I haven't got anything really in there that won't, you know, I've got stuff in there that'll go down to at least -4. They should be fine. And it's in the polytunnel, so it will have some coverage. And I've put that lino on the floor, so it's already, you know, it's insulating it a bit more. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gutted the nice weather is gone, but I feel now that I can do some more jobs at home, and I don't feel too guilty that I'm not at the plot. Oh, it's just so hard getting that balance, isn't it? And I just feel guilty about everything, and I shouldn't. So this compost now is really dry because it's been in the garage, and of course with the beautiful sunshine, it's been like an oven in there, and it's really dried this compost out. But we're going to give it a go. Right, so this is dill. Let's see. They've got really leggy in here because I should have taken the lid off, but I didn't know anything was growing. And that's the dill. Aren't they beautiful? Oops, I lost that one. Nice big long roots on that one. Cool. So I think I'm going to plant these in little clumps. I quite like it. Now I've sown some of this. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a Mexican marigold. And it says it's a herb, but what I use it for, cause apparently mare's tail doesn't like it. It doesn't like it, so if you plant this, then the mare's tail will stay away. So we will see if that grows. Oh gosh, this is so leggy. Sorry babes, I didn't realise. And there's where I'm going for my eye test, there is a lovely bakery there, and they do the most amazing honey and rice sourdough bread. Oh, but I haven't been for a long time, And I think it was my sister-in-law that bought my dad it when we were in lockdown for like Father's Day or something. And oh, it was just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, but it's like £3.75 a loaf. And at the moment I can't justify spending that on one loaf. But oh, it's so good. And I've managed to get 2 magic boxes. Oh, look at all that. Yeah, so I've got 2 magic boxes, 1 from each Morrison's. So I've got one by the trampoline park, where I don't get as much, but the quality is amazing. And then I got one from the other one, where they didn't have any last time. So we will see what happens today. In my luck, everywhere will run out. So I'm going to keep these in for a few days, but they don't mind the cool weather. So once after this weekend, after the worst of this cold snap has gone, I'll probably put these out in the polytunnel. One of my metal greenhouse, you know, the little greenhouses I use as shelves, I went in there yesterday morning and one of them had collapsed and all my seedlings had fallen on the ground. But I've managed to save them all apart from the spring onions. I have to resow, and I've bought some pots in to resow them. So I've put these in quite deep, and I've planted them in their little clumps. I've planted quite a lot together. Hopefully they're like that and they can go out like that. That one I've broken, so that's no good. Okay, so that's all the dill, and now I'm going to go on to the army. Oh, I hope this grows, because Sarah Raven uses a lot of this in her cut flower displays with cosmos and stuff. And oh, I just love her stuff. It's gorgeous, very, very expensive. But oh yeah, she's got the best ideas ever and the best flower displays. I love her. So go over and have a look at her website. And she has a YouTube channel as well, where she hasn't done anything for years, and then she started again last year making videos, and then she stopped again. But yeah, really good. If you want cut flowers, she does a few cooking recipes and veg growing and stuff like that. This compost from Asda isn't the best. I keep on finding bits of glass in there, so be careful if you've got it. I think this is also called Queen Anne's lace as well. But it's a big white flower on it. Very delicate white flower, like an umbrella. Here we've got cornflower, which I've already potted up a load, and these are just a mix, so they're just going to be a surprise when they grow. But I love growing cornflower for cut flowers, and I also save the petals to put in tea. It just looks really, really pretty. Different cornflowers have different tastes. I think it's the red one that's recommended for tea. That's quite nice, but I didn't get any red ones last year. I got blue ones, so those are the ones I saved. Those are either blue or purple, and I just think they more pretty. I don't use enough in tea for it to flavour it completely. yeah, love growing flowers for tea. And these just look beautiful in, I've got little old-fashioned glass milk bottles, and they are made for a vase, you know, you can use them for milk. I fill them with milk if we're having breakfast and I want milk on the table. I put a little jug of it, well, a little glass bottle of it on the table. But yeah, oh, they just look beautiful in it. That one. Any more? Nope, that's that. And these are just normal little marigolds now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so might have to double these up. And I literally, I don't know, I think these were saved seeds. So I've just put loads in there. And I did buy a packet of marigold seeds, and they came with like nearly 2,000 seeds in, so I have just literally put hundreds in here. Well, not hundreds, but I've put loads. And they've germinated, which is great. I never know which way to sow marigolds because they just look, the seeds are quite like that, black and like a little white thing on top. So I just chuck them in and hopefully they'll find their own little way in, and which way their roots will go and which way they'll grow. Seems to be fine. And I love growing these I grow these marigolds, and I also grow pot marigolds which are called calendula. And these marigolds the slugs absolutely love. So they make really good companion planting with tomatoes and stuff like that, because they attract the white fly away from the tomatoes, or the green fly, whatever it is, one of the little flies. Oh, I missed a cornflower there. And yeah, and the slugs absolutely love them as well, so you could have them like a sacrifice crop. So they go after these marigolds instead of your veg, which is a good idea. The insects and the bees and the birds, everything loves them. So it brings all the lovely little pollinators to your garden as well. Oh, just starting. Put them in there. Okay. Great. So there I've got a tray of flowers that I didn't even know were growing, which is great. And I'll reuse this compost to sow seeds in. So there we go. Let me zoom you out a bit. See all them? These are my cut flower. I just need a label for that to say cornflower, even though now I know what they are. Okay, so these are the ones that I pricked out last week compared to these ones. yeah, so there's a massive difference on them, and this is why I like to prick out earlier, because they just get going. They really do. They love being with all their little friends when you sow them, and then if you prick them out into individual parts, they really shoot off. There's a couple of double ones there, but that's fine. These are the Marigolds, and they're already getting their true leaves. And this is some of the Ami, but look at the green on that, absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, beautiful. So yeah, I'll just keep an eye on these now and make sure they're watered. If they start flopping over, I'll know they need a little bit more water. Yay! I have loads of dill, cornflower, marigold, and Ami majors, hopefully. Oh, I got the name of the dill wrong, sorry, and that's the dill I'm using, Florist dill. Okay, next I'm gonna sow some cosmos. I have got maybe 6 growing. That one doesn't look too clever, does it? And that one's just popped up now. So I've got 6. And I think they're white cosmos. I found some seed at the bottom of my tub and put them in, so it's going to be a surprise. Okay, so I have got, it says here candy stripe, but I know this is just a mixed bag of what I had left over from last year or the year before, so I don't know what's in them. But I have got a couple of packets of Cosmos Sensation Mix, which is like pinks and whites. I've got Picotee, which is a white one with a pink thing. Oh, there's so many gorgeous ones that you can get. This is Cosmos Xanthos, which is a yellow one. I grew like an apricot one year. I got these seeds, 10 packs for £10 from Thompson & Morgan, and then I used another code on them where if you bought 4 packets of seeds, I think you got the 4th one free or something like that. So it turned out to be a really, really good deal, and they honoured it. So I got loads, but otherwise I wouldn't have paid the price from the, I don't even know how much they are, but they're expensive. I think they're about £3.50. You only get like 10 seeds or 20 seeds. I don't know how they could justify it. And out of all those seeds, only one grew, and they're F1s, so they won't come true the next year. I've got many of these yellow ones left, which is fine, I'm not fussed. But yeah, you can get some stunning cosmos. There's one like a bonbon, it's called like a rose bonbon. It's really fluffy. Oh, I could spend so much. I go on these websites and I put all these seeds in, and literally I could spend, between them all, I think I had like £40 worth of seeds on flowers, which is ridiculous. And then I talked myself out of it, because that's just a crazy amount of money, isn't it? Oh, but if I had the money, I would spend that, because I would get more than £40 worth of flowers back in return. But just at the moment, I don't. So, one day. And I'm just going to put about 4 or 5 in each little cell. I'm not going to label them because it's just going to be a complete surprise. I'll say it's Cosmos, but then yeah, I'll get a nice surprise when I open them. And I'm going to do more of the Cosmos Sensation because I've got loads of them. And when do you sow them? You sow them February to May and it flowers June till October. These actually will flower right up until the first frost, so sometimes we don't get a frost till November here, and they do quite happy. And usually I save my own seed, but last year, because I was late putting it out, they didn't really come to, the flowers only just came before we got the first frost here. So I wasn't able to save them, and I know some of them are F1 so they won't come true. Label Cosmos. Once these get growing, I'll know what they are because they're quite ferny, and by sowing these now, the last frost hopefully in South Wales will be end of April, last week of April, and so, you know, I'll only have to pot these on once before they can go out in the garden, and I'm hoping they'll be big enough to fend off those naughty slugs. Wow, because the bees absolutely love these. They're just so pretty. They make a great cut flower, and Cosmos produce more flowers per square metre, or square foot, sorry, than any other flowers you will plant. They just, as long as you keep on deadheading them, they will just keep on producing, like I said, right up until last frost. These are an annual, they're not perennial, but if you leave the flowers and let the seeds drop to the ground, they do self-sow, or self-seed, sorry, next year. But I've never had that happen because, like I said, the slugs eat them all. Now, I'm sure I've done a video on my top 5 cut flowers to grow. Cosmos is one of them. If you've only got room to grow one flower, and I mean not one type of flower, just one flower, you can grow these in pots as well. Grow Cosmos because they're absolutely stunning. Right, these are going to germinate in the house. Do they need a bit of heat? Yes, they do need a little bit of heat. So I'll just leave them in the house now, and hopefully they will start to grow. I think it takes like 7 to 14 days. 14 to 21 days. So I might not even have to pot these on. Let's see how it goes. So this video was going to be about me sowing flowers and potting on for all the flowers I want to go for the cutting garden, and but I am going to sneak some spring onions in here as well because I lost the ones in the polytunnel. So I love those Ishikura onions. I love them. So I'm gonna sow some more of them, and I've also got some white Lisbon. Those are the 2 I grow. And I've got these little seed trays here with 12 cells in them, and I'm going to do 6 cells of the spring onion. Oh, what are these? Oh, they're not white Lisbon. A white Lisbon type, sorry. They're called Eiffel. See them from Asda? 50p, so we'll see. And what is a bunch of onions now? Spring onions, are they about 50p? So hopefully I will get a few bunches out of these. Just want to put a few more. How many do you get in this? 200 seeds. I don't think so. More like 100. Now then, I am going to label which ones these are because they're a new one to me, so hopefully I like them. Right, let me go and get some other onions. And I'm going to do my favourite ishikura as well. And I just do a little pinch. I think you're meant to have like 10 in a bunch, like you would buy from a supermarket. Sometimes I have more. I just let them grow and then I just twist them and pull them out as I want them so the rest of the bunch can grow. But with the ishikura ones, because they're meant to be a perennial, I'm just going to chop the bottom off at ground level and leave the roots in, and hopefully it's supposed to regrow again. So that'd be really cool. I have got some growing in the allotment, they've come back, but I don't know if they're this ishikura spring onion or if they're a Welsh onion. But yeah, they're coming back every year. Right, I'm going to leave these in the house to germinate. Like I said, it's going to get a little bit colder the next few days, but once they've germinated, they go in the polytunnel then, because they seem to be a little bit hardier and they can cope with the cold better, but they just need that little bit of extra heat to germinate. And they take quite a while. Maybe this is where I've been going wrong because I didn't realise how long they take to germinate onions, spring onions. They take, well, and leeks, all the onion family from seed really, they take ages. And I think maybe I've just been too impatient and either sowing again or chucking them and just thinking, oh, they're not growing, but actually they just need a bit of time. So I'm just going to put these in the window now. It's just lovely, lovely, lovely. Everything's growing. I am really gutted the sun's gone, but you know, it's only March, isn't it? We've been spoilt with that lovely weather and I'm so glad we got it. But now we're going back. So, yeah, I know I snuck those little onions in there, but yeah, I'm just so excited to have my own cut flowers. I love it every year. And let me see if I can find them. Here we go. So these are the kind of petals that I grow for tea. And I've got calendula here, and these are the cornflowers. Look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. I've got some rose petals in here. And I've got a purple cornflower as well. How beautiful is that? And each flower has its own unique little taste. And I make my tea in like a glass teapot so you can just see it, and it's just so pretty. And it's free. I grew these. I know it's not technically free because I've had to pay for the seeds and the compost and everything, but yeah, just beautiful. Right, I'm going to go now and get ready for my eye appointment, so take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.